Hello, hello, and happy Friday on my favorite day of the week. Um, right, I thought I'd hop on again tonight. I was on 2 days ago with the full moon, sorry, meditation. If you haven't listened to that, I would strongly advise you go back and listen to the meditation that I made. I think the meditation starts about 15 minutes in if you want to fast forward to that. And excuse me if you hear any sounds of my husband is outside, I don't know, cutting something with something loud and noisy. Um, anyway, if you haven't listened to that already, you can still listen to it because this full moon that we've just had 2 days ago was so huge, so close to the earth. It's really shaking things up. There's an awful lot going on astrologically, as there has been for the past 2.5 or more years. But um, that full moon a couple of days ago was huge because of the moon being the closest to the earth as it will be all through this year. Now, also, we have a massive event coming up on the 31st of July, 1st of August, and we'll be already feeling that. And that is um, Uranus and Mars are going to be conjunct with the North Node. Okay, so the North Node, and don't ask me to explain that. It's too difficult to explain. I need, you know, I'm not an astrologer. I understand it a little, but I can't explain it. But anyway, the North Node symbolizes where we're going. It's our future, where we're directed towards. So Uranus and Mars are conjunct on the 31st of with the North Node on the 31st of. Hi, Susanna. Somebody else is here as well. Hello, Queen Midas. I love you to hop in here. It's really good. And I'm sure you know a lot more about this than I do. So they're going to be conjunct with the North Node on the 31st of this month and the 1st of August. So Uranus is going to shake things up. Uranus is very much, it's innovative, it's new, it's about freedom, it's about, I've taken millions of notes, but I'm actually just going to fall over myself trying to find them. But it's about our freedom and it's our sovereignty, and it's about shaking things up. It really will shake things up. And then Mars has that passionate, fiery energy. It could be really eruptive. It could be sort of the boil that has to burst. I listened to Pam Gregory earlier, and she's really brilliant. I love her, and she has a huge amount of information. So she's a half-hour video made on this. The next new moon and the second half basically of this month. So I'm going to be talking more about this in the next week or so, because I really want to do something to hold space for the next new moon. As you know, the new moon is when we set our intentions and when we're moving towards what we want. And we could very easily get stuck in overwhelm and worry and fear about, what could happen. We need right now. We're near the end of a very difficult time, but it's almost like this has to go. It's like, something has to crumble, and it gets really difficult, as she says, the breakdown before the breakthrough. And we need to go through this. But that Mars energy could be eruptive, but we can use the passionate side and get involved in our own passions, our own, what we want to bring forward into this next new age. So they're going to be at 18 degrees in Taurus. So Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It's good if you have your own birth chart, and you can get a free birth chart from any astrologer that you follow. Go into their sites and download a free birth chart, and you only need to know your date and time and place of birth to know what your ascendant sign is, and also where you are, where your particular, where the stars were, where the planets were at the moment of your birth. So, for instance, because this is all happening at 18 degrees Taurus. Well, 18 degrees Taurus is in my career section. I'm excited about that because what it means is there's going to be a huge shakeup in that area. It's going to be big, and it's about where we're moving towards. I feel it's going to be big, positive, and that's what I'm manifesting because I have a big dream. Um, so it's going to be almost like, we are here to design and co-create our own futures. We can have what we want to have, but we have to tune into our emotions and our feelings. So I want to hold space for anybody who is ready with me to actually move to another level, to do something amazing, to actually make this whole change of being to be something that's going to be empowering to you, to the people around you, and to your families. Now, it could be in any number of those houses, and I'm going to talk more about that next week. Let me see, is there anything else I really need to say? And I'm going to read a few cards. Yeah, Uranus is rebellious energy. It's rebellious, it's volatile, freedom loving, truth, awakening, awakening of truth. It's about moving forward. And I really believe that there's going to be a lot of shocking truths coming out. And what we need to do is to just view and observe and not get stuck in any negative emotions or fear or worry or shock. We need to be on that higher level, in our highest self, just viewing and observing, so that we can, instead of reacting like a lot of people will do, we need to be able to respond, hold space and respond. Now, for the past year, I have been stepping back from a lot of things. I really, and a lot of you that have been following me for a while will have known that I'd taken nearly a year off social media and working in a lot of areas. And I knew that this was preparing for something big. And I'm really feeling that that shift is coming, and I'm ready to hold space. So I will talk some more about some ideas that I have, because I'm going to be talking to somebody on Monday morning about how to help me implement this. But I am thinking seriously of doing another manifesting challenge, because those have always worked out really, really good in the past. So it'll be something where I'll be either working with a week long or a 2 week, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to design it over the weekend, a manifesting challenge that will really help to hold space so that we can move into the higher part of ourselves and actually use this energy for the better good, for the people around us, and for the wider world. Okay, you're ready. I know you're ready. Sister, absolutely. Okay, definitely felt the transition yesterday. Oh my goodness. I actually didn't listen to my own meditation until yesterday. I was just busy and stuck in lots of other things. And when I did listen to it, I was buzzing afterwards. I really felt it was exactly what I needed. And I will listen to it again. So you can listen to that meditation again at any stage over the next couple of weeks, because that energy is going to get intense. We're still 2 weeks away from the bigger event, and I'm not saying that there's going to be big, scary, but we will all feel that big shift, and there are lots of things coming out already that I feel is good. So just watch what's happening and stay true to yourself. Stay in your sovereignty. Stay true to yourself and be responsible for your own emotions. We can look at things and we can get carried away with the collective emotions of what's going on, or we can tune into our resonance, into our own power, and be the responsible person, responsible for our own lives, responsible for our emotions, so that you can lift your emotions to a higher vibration, and then we're manifesting from that. So I went yesterday to a really lovely girl in Waterford for the most fantastic, which is about 2 hours drive from me. I had this one-to-one treatment, hijama, which is cupping with little sort of tiny pricks for blood letting in that particular area. Really powerful energy release, and I loved it. And we also did card readings and shared that. But I bought these beautiful set of tarot while I was there. And I love these because while they are from the Rider-Waite sort of drawings and images, they're Art Nouveau tarot, and there's gold, and there's little bits of gold in every single one of them, and I adore them. So I'm going to read a little reading from this, and I'm not that proficient at tarot, but I know enough about it to have a reading, and I'm just going to channel whatever comes up. So just tuning in with the energy of what we need to feel right now. What do we need to be and live this weekend? What any messages coming through for anybody listening to this for this weekend, which is the 15th, 16th, 17th of July 2022. Okay, so I've got a couple of that have fallen out, so I'm going to actually take those. Okay, and I'm just going to cut the pack and take some here as well. Okay, and let me just cut these out, and I'm going to, so this was, okay, we've got, first of all, we've got the Queen of Swords. Now, the swords are all about our thoughts and our emotion, not our emotions, our thoughts and our, ideas. And this is the Queen of Swords. So I'm feeling that this is about what we need to embody right now. We need to be a little detached. We need to be somebody who is of integrity, but also detached from the emotion of what's going on. Okay, right now, wherever you are, whatever is happening in your family, whatever is happening in the world around you. um, yes, we can be passionate and all of that about what is going on in our world and with us, but I feel that we need to bring balance. We need to be balanced and watch your thoughts, watch the thoughts that are coming in, and really just tune into bringing back balance to that. And I feel that the Queen is really, with her thoughts and her ideas, she's on top of it. She's on top. She has, she doesn't get, run away with what the collective is doing. She is on her throne, and she is able to rule from a place of sort of a superiority. And it's not that I feel that this is in a bad way. I feel that it needs to be sort of detached, loving, and actually, when you do give your heart, when that Queen does give her heart, it is, shared amongst all. But we need to be balanced and loving right now, and step back. This card, now, this can signify, it's the 5, and it's the 5 of Pentacles. There might be, and actually that conjunction and Taurus can be very much about, which I mentioned, the Taurus, and in Taurus, the Uranus Mars conjunction and North Node in Taurus can be about our finances, and it can be the collapse of an old system before the beginning of a new. And I feel that this card can signify things might look difficult, and they may be for a little while. But what we need to do is to hold ourselves back and know that this isn't long term. This is going to be brief, and it's going to actually benefit everybody. It's going to be a temporary sort of setback. So just view and observe, and it may be no harm, because also Taurus is the ruler of food and sort of our ability to nurture ourselves. And we all know that there have been There's a lot of scaring about food being scarce. It is, I'm not saying that people should hoard, but it is always a really good idea to have a pantry that will not go off, to have things that you need just to be there for your peace of mind, and view and observe and be gentle and just know whatever setbacks there are temporary, because this is the outcome, this is the future outcome, and this is the sun, and this is sort of like, to me, it this is symbolizing a brilliant result. It's the new age. This is a card that I would always look at, is that new age of awakening, the golden age. Is the, it's freedom. This, we've got this child on a horse, and it's freedom. There's, she doesn't look, she's unclothed, but she doesn't look, or he, whatever it is, uncomfortable. It's like free, and there's a sense of victory, and this is the future. I feel that this is where we are moving towards. We've got the Nine of Swords, which again is thought, and don't get stuck in fears. The Nine of Swords, it can mean that the way we're seeing things can seem really bleak, but it's not like that. Look beyond it. Always look for a higher emotion. Always look, if you think that things around you are bleak and scary and frightening, look for one thing that isn't. Look basically, and when we're stuck in an emotion or a thought process that is fear-based, what that does, we are thinking it, our mind thinks it produces a chemical balance, a chemical in our body, which in turn gives us emotion. So a fear-based thought will give us a fear-based emotion, and that in turn goes back to the brain and then gets you looking at the next fear-based thought. So we have to stop and just breathe, release it, and look for something, anything, now in this moment, all is well. Bring yourself back to the present moment and look for one tiny upper level thought. Breathing into that, something to be grateful for. And as you're grateful for something, that in turn creates an emotion, that chemical in your body, which gives a lighter emotion, which then gets your mind to look for more. And it basically, it's like a pendulum that's swinging. We can get stuck in downward spiraling thoughts or upward spiraling thoughts. But this card is really saying it's an illusion, and it's an illusion that we don't need to worry about, because it's also, the 9 is very near the end. The 10 is victory, and it's endings, and this is really much about kind of uh, you know, letting go, and things aren't as bad as we perceive them to be. We've got a yes card. A yes card. It's to me, if there's a question, and this is Pentacles, so it's about finances or your physicality. It's our internal, or kind of it can be health, but it's wellness. It's our physical being, our physical finances, and it's a really good sign, basically. And things are changing. Financial issues are changing. Everything is going to get better, in my opinion, and a lot of people that I've been following. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to get any more specific than that, but it's all good. We've got the six of wands as well. So the 6 of wands, and there's a sense of victory about this as well. Victory, things are coming to an end. There is more good happening in the world that we're not aware of, and we may not see exactly yet, but just trust that everything is working out exactly as it should be. And this is, as far as I know, yeah, it is. This is the world. This is the final major arcana in the pack, and it signifies the world, and it is a really positive card to end on. It's about a big change. It is moving into that amazing. I've said it, I've been talking about it for so long, I feel almost like a stuck record. And I know that in before 2020, when we moved into that big change, which was, and started off by the Saturn Pluto conjunction in January 2020, and it signified this big change that was happening. And we've been through the mill, but I feel that right now, this and all of the astrology markers are pointing towards the end of that. I'm actually on a live, my, so, um, this is really good news. I'm going to just choose something else as well for the weekend. Actually, I won't choose those because they are more tarot. I'm just going to choose something from my. So I've got here some Ascended Masters mixed with Goddess cards. I'm just going to see what jumps out and to see what vibration, what else, is there anything else that we need to see to live this weekend? Beautiful. Let's do another one, I think, and see what, a few have jumped out. So, okay. The card that jumped out is guiding children. So it may mean that you are good with children and that you need to look after and guide children now. It may be that you have sensitive children in your family, in your life. I do. He's just walked into the room. But it may be something to do with that, but I always feel as well that the meaning of this card also means to be really gentle with the child inside you. Do some loving work on yourself this weekend. Be playful. Do something that brings you joy, uplifts you, makes you feel like that child, and use your skills and use this weekend in some way to do something that just lights you up. I've got meditate and sensitivity, which are quite, they're two different decks now. I've got, this is the Ascended Masters, and this is the Goddess cards. We've got White Tar telling us that we're becoming increasingly sensitive, and we're becoming increasingly sensitive to these energies. And I know I've met some people that are buzzing high on these energies that are coming through, and there's just so much happening with our sun and everything else. But there are other people that are a little bit confused and wondering what's happening, and they're quite exhausted by energies. Stop, breathe, and just bring, if you can just breathe right now, and whatever thoughts are in your head, just imagine that your thoughts are dropping from your head right down into your heart, just breathing in through your heart, in and out slowly, and allowing whatever is in your head, any confusions, to drop into your heart. Your heart is something like, what is it? Is it something like 40,000? I took this down. More powerful, with more electrolytes, or not electrolytes, neurons in our heart. There's so many brain neurons in our heart, but it is hugely more. I think it's like 40,000 neurons in our heart, but the energy from our heart is way, way more powerful than our brains, and it will reach out. So when you allow the thoughts that are in your head to just stop and just be conscious of it, and have the intention to breathe in and let them drop down into your heart, and just bring love into your heart, and it just stops you in a moment, and it is loving towards yourself. And you can do that in a little meditation, just to balance yourself, clear and shield your energy. Do anything that you can. I've got this, what is it? Well, I can't even remember what this is quite sharp now. I shield and clear and shield my energy with this. It's quite loud, sorry. But this clears the pineal gland, and it also clears space and energies. I clear my energy with some burning sage before I come on and do a live. I've got some beautiful rose quartz and angel infused scents to spray around the place. But clear and shield your own energy, and do it often, so that you are in any way that you feel is right for you, whether it is diffusing some essential oils, whether it is lighting some incense, or just doing any of the meditations that I do, where you're dropping in bringing back your energy, letting it go. And that will be in the last meditation that I did on Wednesday on whatever channel you're watching this. Do that. Um, and then the high priestess came up. So be the high priestess in your own life. Be the leading lady or man in your own life. If your life was a show, a screenplay, an act, be the leading person and step into your role. We are all here for a reason. And that energy from Uranus and Mars, which is powerful and passionate and, really kind of fiery in the North Node, is going to push us all to do something bigger. And if we don't decide to take action on growing and becoming bigger, because that's what life is all about, it's about ever reaching our newest and our highest potential. And if we're avoiding doing something big and making a big change, the energy that's coming in right now is going to do it for us. And it's a lot harder if we're, pushed into making a change by because it will happen. We will be forced to make a change if there's something that we're doing that is not in our highest good. So it's always really good to tune into your energy. And I feel for the weekend, tune into your energy and be curious and just ask yourself the question, what area of my life most needs to change and shift right now? And actually, for me, it is my career. I know it's my career, and I'm going to be, doing a lot of work around that. Thank you very much, Queen Midas. No doubt you are powerful at cards. Thank you very, very much. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I've got a call at 6 p.m. and it's just a friend for a very nice Friday glass of wine on Zoom. So I'm going to love you all and leave you. Have a super, super weekend. And I will see you back here on, I'm thinking Monday. I will assign another reading. Love you all. Bye for now.